Hey everybody, it's the Fairy Vibrant Makeup channel, and I am going to do a try on and kind of first impressions on a new foundation. I got a sample and I wanted to show you guys how well this did. I've used the Fenty Beauty and I actually really like that foundation. In fact, since I got that sample, I went and got the full size and I really like it. In the shade 230, I actually can, whoops, I just dropped a bunch of things. I actually can do 210, I believe, but I'm going to stick with 230 just because I feel like that one is not bad in undertone and that one works for me. So yeah, let's talk about what foundation I'm going to be trying. Alright, so the foundation that I'm going to be trying, and actually the primer as well, it's going to be the Too Faced, what is it called? Peach Perfect foundation. It's the Peach Perfect matte foundation, and then the Primed and Peachy primer, and then I actually did buy the mattifying setting powder because I noticed with my Rimmel London setting powder with my Fenty, it doesn't last that long, so I think I need more of a mattifying powder that's a bit stronger, and I've heard some really good reviews on the Peach Perfect powder, so I actually want to give that a test with the foundation and the primer, see what that does. Also, I think I have to carve out a day though. I think it has to be one of my days off because I go to work a little bit later today. I might do half Fenty, half Too Faced, but I just want to see how this looked on my skin, just to see. Alright, so let's get into it. So I was actually matched to two different shades. A lot of people think I'm a lot darker than I am, but I'm not. I did get matched to perfect, what is it called? Warm Beige and Vanilla. That's a big difference. So this is Vanilla, and then this is the, see, I mean, I see why someone matched me to the Warm Beige. It's way too dark. It's the right undertone. I don't know. When you blend it out, it's not that bad, but in camera you can see where it is. So I might just mix these two if needed. Yeah, because the Vanilla is way too light. So, oh my gosh, I like the way it smells. It smells really good. So, alright. I might just mix the two just to see. So, yeah, I'm in my PJ shirt because usually when I do my makeup, I like to put my pajama shirt on just so I don't get powder all over my work clothes. So, yeah, let's get started. It's very irritated right now just because it's so dry right here. And then I've just been kind of getting little bumps right here just from the allergens. Sorry. But, ugh. My face is awful. So my face is washed and prepped with moisturizer, and I'm going to go ahead and try the Primed and, was it the Primed and Peachy mattifying primer. So I'm just going to get just a little bit, and it smells delicious because I have the peach palette, the eyeshadow palette, and it smells like artificial peach stuff, and I don't like it. I don't like that kind of like plasticky peach smell. This actually smells really good. Like, it smells sweet and like real peaches, like really sweet. It smells like what do you call it? Like a peach smoothie. That's what it smells like to me. So I'm going to put a little bit more concentrated on my nose because that is where I get the most oily, in my T-zone. And of course my chin in this area is the worst. The Fenty Beauty's been doing really good at holding my my makeup. It doesn't like break up on my nose like it usually does, like all foundations usually do. And it doesn't actually mess up, like it doesn't feel dry. So I really like that. Alright, so I'm going to take a little bit of vanilla. It smells like a peach smoothie. It smells so good. And I know this one's just a tinge too light, so I'm going to mix the Warm Beige. I'm just trying to decide, is this going to be better than my Fenty one? Because I really do like the Fenty one. That one is really good. It holds up really nice on my skin. And it doesn't dry out my skin. But the oil still kind of goes through. And I need something that won't do that, you know. I need something that'll stay all day. But I will do a test run of the Fenty and this one to see which one holds up better with the powder and which one does not. So let's go. So coverage wise, it is a lot lighter coverage than the Fenty one, but I just put a little bit more in those areas that I needed just a bit more coverage. Sorry, I just blocked it with my mirror. It smells so good. Like, it's not a bothersome smell, it's a really nice smell. And I'm using an IT Blurring Foundation brush because I love IT Cosmetics brushes. They're sanitary and they're not like too, they're not too much for the skin, because a lot of brushes are dipped in a kind of pesticide. But this one isn't. This is actually really good for the skin. It's antimicrobial, so I really like that. And actually the two colors are really good together. So I'm right in between. And see, when I blend it out, you can still kind of see my dark spots peeking through. It feels a lot more dewier than the Fenty Beauty one. So I'm going to go ahead and do my concealer right now. Concealer, I'm going to be using this. It's actually a foundation. It's the 4-in-1, what is it called? The Cushion Complexion 5-in-1 Skin Perfector with Turmeric from Julep. I actually like using this under my eye. It does really well under my eye. All over my skin, it's not so good. I was going to do a video on this guy, but time got away from me. It just didn't work. I'm going to use the Blurring Concealer Brush from IT Cosmetics to blend this guy out, but I really like how light this is on the skin. All over my face, it's not so good, but under my eyes, it does really well. So I'm going to go ahead and just blend this out. And I feel like I just need a little bit more coverage, so because it's not that much coverage, this foundation, it really isn't. That's the only thing I'm like a little like, So I do get a lot of dark spots just because of my breakouts. My skin is difficult. It's not perfect. It's just oily skin is always a little tricky because of, I mean, you won't age as fast, but you will get breakouts if you don't control your oil. So I'm constantly battling breakouts. Not as bad as I used to, but my skin is a lot drier now in Colorado, so that's probably what it is. So my skin's finally adapted to Colorado high altitude. Alright, that looks a lot better. Just gonna blend it down towards the neck just so that I can get that even application. On to the powder. This is the Peach Perfect powder. I mean, you really can't ask for a sample of this, so I thought I'd purchase it, see what it does. I was going to try it with my Fenty Beauty, but I actually think that I want to use it with its collection. I didn't get the setting spray just because I have too many setting sprays, but let me just go ahead and blend out my under eye just a little more. I'm going to set my under eye. Usually I'll just get like a small brush like this. It smells delicious, but put some in the cap. And let's see how it sets. It got in my mouth. It tastes kind of good. Don't eat it though. Doesn't really brighten the under eye, which is fine. but it's really silky to the touch, which I really like. It kind of altered my under eyes just a little bit, like darkened it, but not bad. Let's go ahead and go through and set my rest of my face. So I'm just going to grab a bit and just set. If it gets in your mouth, it tastes like peaches. Weird, but it's so good. Oops, put a little too much there. Oh wow, it actually makes a nice soft focus finish. It does kind of darken. Sorry, I just totally blocked you with the mirror. It does kind of darken the foundation just a smidge, but not a lot. It looks really natural on the skin. I actually really like the way it feels. It feels like nothing on your face. So I'm going to just get the excess and pour it back into the little space here, because it has a little cap thing that you can use to kind of make sure it doesn't make a mess. And I'm actually just tapping it all into the holes, but you can close it so that way the powder doesn't go everywhere. And I do have a little bit left in my cap and I don't want to waste it, so I'm just going to go ahead and just go on with another layer. Make sure everything is set. Alright, well, there it is. And my shirt got full of powder, so that's why I wear my pajama shirts when I film, because I make a mess. Looking at it in the natural light, I mean, the foundation does not have a whole lot of coverage, the coverage that I do like. However, my skin is so soft with that powder. I really, really like it. But I don't like how the foundation doesn't have a whole lot of coverage. So on my bad skin days, this is not going to be the foundation I reach for, just because it's not going to give me that coverage. And I didn't use my Laura Geller color corrector, so I'm wondering if I do in fact use the color corrector, it would probably just be a little bit better. But I wanted to use everything on its own. Like the Fenty one, I didn't use the color corrector and it actually covered really well. This one just needs a bit more coverage because I can see some of my dark spots peeking through, but it's not really bad. Like my face doesn't look cakey. It feels so smooth. I don't like touching my face, but it feels really, really soft and velvety smooth. So I'm really liking the texture and the feel of the powder because it just feels really nice. Now I don't have the setting powder because I just don't like, the setting powder, the setting spray, because I didn't want to go all into this collection without, because I want to see what this does without the spray. You know what I mean? I just want to see what it does without the spray. I don't know. Because I have a setting spray. It's not ideal for me, but it's the Hangover one. That one's not ideal for my skin, but it is cold today, so that's why I really didn't want to really go super matte and get a mattifying foundation, primer, and powder, and then put a mattifying spray, because then my skin will just feel a lot drier. So usually I'll just spray with like a simple setting spray, but normally, I really don't feel like you have to do a setting spray with this, just because it doesn't look powdery on the skin. Does that make sense? It just doesn't look powdery on the skin, so I'll show you up close what it looks like. Alright, so that is up close. I know you can kind of still see my dark spots. Oops, sorry. So you can still kind of see some of my imperfections. Other than that, it's very nice. It's very soft. So I really like it. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do my makeup off camera, and I will let you know how I feel about it overall and how everything kind of blends through. Alright, so I feel like everything went down really well. It blended, my bronzer didn't blend so good right here, and I worked it, you know what I mean? But my skin actually looks really, really natural looking. It doesn't look overdone. I kind of like it. I'm used to full coverage, so I'm like, my skin feels so naked right now. And this is more of like a medium coverage, so getting used to that's going to be a little difficult. But I went with like the peach palette on my eyes just to keep with the peach theme. So I know I had loved hate this palette a lot just because it's drier and I hate the smell. It smells, well, I mean, I don't hate the smell, but I just don't like the smell that much. It's more of a plasticky, it reminds me of a doll from the 90s, like that kind of artificial smell, and like strawberry shortcake. That kind of smell. It smells like a doll. A plastic doll that smells a little like peaches. That's what it reminds me of. So it was really cheap, and I didn't like the palette that much. I do like the look I did today. Weird. But I actually didn't put any primer on. I actually just put the powder on my lids to see if it will hold the oil from my eyelids, because I get very oily there too. And I just put on a simple lip, simple everything. I just kind of wanted to be basically simple today. I actually really like those two colors blended together. I think they are very, very good. I am not a warm beige nor a vanilla, so I'm actually in between. So I think I'll just try and see if I can find something in between if I do end up going with that. Now, I am one to just stick to one foundation and one foundation only, and I think I will like just kind of do a test of both sides of my face. What I want to do is just kind of see how it feels today, see if it survives an 8-hour shift. Unfortunately, I can't do check-ins because of my job. I work a full-time job, and it's very hard to do check-ins when you're at work for 8 hours a day, and today is my closing day, so I won't be home till late. But I wanted to see, I will put in the description box how it wore throughout the day, and if it was more oily or if it felt comfortable. Does that make sense? So also I wanted to do a side-by-side. I'm going to do one half of my face Fenty Beauty, and I'm going to do this on my day off. That way I can do check-ins. I'll do one side of my face Fenty Beauty with the powder, one side of my face of Too Faced with the powder as well, and the primer. I want to try the primer with both sides of my face and see which foundation I like the best and if that's going to be the perfect combination for me. So this is a way of trying to find my perfect foundation as well as a perfect combination for my makeup routine, because as this months are getting a little bit colder, my skin will get a little drier. So I don't want to go full on matte all the way. That's why I skipped the setting spray. But I mean, I have noticed I've gotten pretty oily just because my skin's like, whoa guys, it went from 70 degrees to 50 degrees in a day, and my skin's freaking out. So yeah, I'm going to see how it wears today on my shift. But so far it feels really comfortable, very soft. My powders did blend very well. I think I look pretty natural, so that's something that I really like about it, is that, I mean, I know I go extravagant and too much, but I do like that. But some days I just feel like going a little bit more natural. So I think this one is a nice natural look, because you can kind of still see my flaws. At the same time, it's not too much. And I'm so used to full coverage, and the Fenty Beauty is definitely full coverage. So I'm wondering if this one will do me better as far as just looking a little bit more natural and just working really hard on my skincare just to make sure my dark spots don't peek through. And that way I don't have to work as hard on my makeup, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I really do like it. I do like it. It feels really comfortable. It doesn't feel heavy on the skin at all. Alright, so I guess that's my first impressions on this guy. It's not bad. It's not fantastic. I can't really say yet. This is just my first impressions of it. I do like the primer. The primer smells delicious and it feels really light. because normally I use the Julep Blank Canvas for my primer, and I feel like that one does a pretty good job, but my oil still comes up. This one at least feels light, feels really, really nice, and the foundation feels light. The powder feels super light, which I really like that. So I really want to try the entire Peaches and Cream collection. However, we don't sell it at Ulta, and that's a lot to have to go and purchase, so I'm not going to do that. I don't get money out of my channel, and that's that's just what it is. I work a full-time job, and I take care of my kids, so that's more important than having to buy an entire collection that I'm not sure if I'm gonna like or not. That's why I just kind of got the powder, because I needed a new powder. My Rimmel London wasn't doing it, and I got samples of the foundation and the primer just to see if I really like it. If I really do like it better than the Fenty, I might just end up returning my Fenty Beauty one and just, switching it out for the Peaches and Cream, because I feel like this one's pretty lightweight, but the coverage is a little bit for me to get used to. So, okay, I guess that's it, guys. I'm so sorry this video is kind of like short. I babble a lot, but hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was kind of informative for you. It's something that I normally don't go for in medium coverage. It feels really good on the skin. I like the way it feels. I like the way the powder feels especially, but I will go more in depth in this foundation once I put it to the test with my Fenty Beauty one. And I normally use the All Nighter from Urban Decay, but that one is just it oxidizes so badly, so it's so hard to find a really nice foundation that won't, mattifying foundation that won't oxidize. So that's where I'm having my trouble. So if you're super oily like me and you're having that issue, I am on the hunt to find that resolution for you. Do note that I do live in a drier climate, high altitude, so in New Mexico I'm much more oilier, so I might do a wear test if I'm down there visiting my family, but I really don't want to focus on the channel when I'm down there. But I kind of wanted to see how it does. Yeah, I mean, I really do like the way this feels. It feels really nice. So yeah, that's my first impressions on the Peaches and Cream foundation and the Prime and Peachy primer and the powder. I lost my train of thought, so sorry about that. But yeah, that's my first impressions. It's actually really light. Really, if you're into natural looks, I do like it a lot. It's very hard for me to get used to this kind of light coverage, but it feels really, really comfortable. It actually doesn't feel like makeup at all. And the powder feels really nice, so I'm kind of excited. I'm excited about this foundation. I'm going to see what my coworkers think also when I show up to work today, if they like this makeup look or if they don't. If they're like, oh wow, your skin looks good. I'm like, maybe I should go a little bit lighter on my coverage. So yeah, let's see how it wears, and I will let you know in the comments down below, or I might just do like a mini vlog and plug it in, just depending on how long this video is. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.